Hello again, YouTube. My name is Bree, and in today's video, I'm going to be trying out some new paints made by Mariah Beth and Finelinernerd. These paints are actually made by Mariah, but the color selection, I believe, was crafted by Finelinernerd, so very much a collaboration between the two of them. They actually unveiled these paints in a video on Finelinernerd's channel where he actually interviewed Mariah. So if you're interested in learning more about these paints after this video, or you could abandon me, I don't care, you can go check that out. I do link to it in the description below. So these paints were definitely crafted to be more of a skin color set, which really appealed to me. I am currently trying to do more with less and really understand limited palettes and basically work on color mixing. I've always had bigger palettes and I have always used a ton of different colors, and I'm actually trying to narrow in and really understand mixing so I don't need that many colors. So having a set that's really geared toward portraiture, which is what I like to do anyway, very much fell in line with what I was looking at. And, it kind of was released around the same time as the election, so I may have been stress shopping just a little bit. In any case, this particular set comes with 6 colors: a warm yellow called Medallion, a cool blue called Cloudless, a warm red called Crimson Forest, a cooler red called Rose Garden, this kind of Payne's gray called Castle Walls, and a really light golden mica color called Crowned. And I really love how this is kind of themed for like a castle. That's really cool. So one of the things that also very much appealed to me is that the mica itself is ethically sourced. Any watercolor or even like eyeshadow makeup that contains sparkles, most of them use mica. And mica can be created in a lab setting like this particular one, or it can be mined. I don't know much about the minerals used, but I've recently learned that there's a lot of unethical mining of mica using child labor, and it's kind of devastating. So I was looking to replace some of my current sparkly paints with ethically sourced mica, just because I feel really bad about owning mica that may not be ethically sourced. That's another story, but I did want to point that out because I really appreciate that. So this particular palette comes in this cute little tin, and it has the 6 half pans, and they each have a magnet on the bottom so they do not shift. I don't have any of these like small palettes from independent makers, so I was very excited about that. This probably isn't that unique in that regard, but I was very excited. It also came with a new color that's kind of this plum, but that color doesn't have a name. I did reach out to Mariah because as I was making my little swatch cards, which I believe, I don't know where I am in the video, so I do show them at some point. It does not have a name listed because it doesn't have a name provided. Those swatch cards I make for each of my colors just for reference. If you're interested in that, I might be making a video in the future to kind of go into how I make swatch cards and go through my current collection, but not today. So in any case, as you could probably tell because I've been absent for a little bit, I've been having a hard time with motivation of late. So I just wanted to do something small. I thankfully am starting to get motivated again, but I have very limited attention span. So I've been doing a lot of little paintings in my A6 sketchbook, just to help me stay focused by doing something that doesn't take too much brain power or time. I eventually do want to get into doing bigger pieces and more elaborate pieces, but in the meantime, I'm just happy I'm painting again because I did kind of go a while where I wasn't really doing anything, which, everyone deserves a break, including yourself, so that's fine. But yeah, I do apologize for being absent, for not making as much. I just needed some time off. In any case, getting back to these paints, I really do like them. All of the colors are very vibrant when you want them to be, but they also water down to really nice shades. They definitely accomplish their goal of being an excellent skin tone palette. Once again, not so great at mixing my own colors, but I was really happy with the skin tones I did manage to get. I've been using my beam paints more recently, which if you remember, that's that mini cookie that has just the I forgot how many colors. I think it's 10 colors and 2 mica, which for the record, Beam Paint, also ethically sourced mica. But they don't have any dark colors, so you have to mix all your own darks, which is fine, but with how small the paint is in that Beam palette, I feel like I'm wasting paint. So having the dark color to use right off the bat was actually really nice, and I really did enjoy that. The paints themselves, they work great. They layer fantastically. Some of them are a bit staining, which I don't mind because I do love to do lots and lots of layers, but if you're the type of person that likes to do single layers and do some lifting techniques, not all of the paints here are great for lifting. I can't tell you which ones off the top of my head though, because I don't remember, but these work perfectly for the way I work. Furthermore, they smell amazing. So Mariah uses clove oil as a preservative. I believe it's a preservative. I know it's also kind of an antifungal. Maybe that's all the same thing. I know next to nothing about paint making. It's an interest. It's something I'd like to try out at some point, but I haven't delved into it yet at all. But yeah, it actually makes the paint smell amazing. They have a nice kind of spicy fall fragrance, which is perfect for right now. So I had a blast with that. Very soothing. And yeah, the mica is extremely opaque. And I think I already mentioned, I really love the castle theme with the paint names. This set was a little joy. Also, I'd like to point out, Mariah's customer service was awesome. I did send her some messages on Etsy after I bought these paints because I'm annoying. And she was great at responding and answering my questions even after I received them. So I just really appreciate her. And I'm a fan of Finelinernerd or James, so definitely wanted to support this. In addition to just, selling the paints, they're also donating a small amount of the proceeds to a charity that focuses on helping retired farm animals in Australia. So just an added bonus. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned these paints are vegan. I'm not vegan, but I know a lot of paints by people who are just smaller paint brand. A lot of them use honey, so a lot of those paints aren't vegan. These are. So if that's something you're interested in, they definitely check that box. Mariah's shop is new, though, so if you're looking for a much wider array of colors, she currently doesn't have too much, but if you check her out on Instagram, there are a ton of colors that she's working on, a lot of sparkly colors, and it's really fun seeing it all come together. So I'm really excited for them, and I hope this palette and her future ones do really well. For the painting itself, like I said, I just wanted to do something kind of comfort zone and relaxing and play with the colors themselves without getting too caught up in the details. So I just kind of started sketching. I'm kind of getting into the point where I think a lot of my faces are like the same angle and similar features. So I've been trying to if at this point, if I'm making something, I'm happy. So I'm trying to just make little changes here and there to keep things unique or try something new. So in this one, I definitely tried to go for a big honking nose. No real reason, just to change things up. I usually draw more dainty noses, I guess. And I think I also did more with the cheekbones and the jaw, just because I like playing with those shapes and those shadows. But otherwise, just something simple, something fun to try out these paints. But yeah, I really did like them. I really do like the experience of working with a smaller palette. However, I think in general, I would probably be adding a couple more colors to this set. Obviously not in this tin, it won't fit. But if I could definitely see using these in maybe a set of 12, or I don't use as much of the sparkly colors, so maybe replacing that with a warm blue, or maybe even just another earth tone to mix things up. I don't know. I'm kind of missing browns at this point because I've been doing a lot with palettes that don't have a brown. And I miss my PR 101, which is like an English red for people who haven't spent too much time looking at pigment information. So I guess that's really all I have to say. Like I said, Mariah and James did a video where they talked a lot more about these paints, showed them off, and talked about even the process behind them. So if you're interested, please check that out. I've linked to both of their Instagrams, YouTubes, and Mariah's store below. So yeah, check it out if you're interested. Otherwise, I guess I should mention I am using a new brush. I recently got this synthetic squirrel quill mop from Trekell. I'm not sure, but I am really loving that one so far, so I'm starting to work it into the rotation. It's really good for making big heavy strokes or little thin strokes, so it is right up my alley. And yeah, otherwise, moving forward, I am trying to catch up on some of the videos I've had planned. I do have a small collaboration I am sincerely overdue on, so thank you to my friends who are super patient with me. And I did talk to some people about showing off how I do swatch cards. And yeah, I want to do some bigger things and some more gouache, so stay tuned. I will be getting back into this shortly, and I hope to be making more videos more regularly. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you're all doing well. Have a wonderful holiday if you're in the United States and celebrate Thanksgiving. And I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye.